You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by SiouxEmpireJobs.com. How are you, sir?
Pretty darn good. My goodness, what a whirlwind weekend. Holy cow, 48-hour birthday bash for Heidi Jean.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. She was wearing her little sash.
Oh, yeah.
She was runner-up Miss Congeniality in the little Miss Alta pageant.
The actual Miss Congeniality gave her a birthday shout-out.
She
on
did.
Facebook.
She sent me a birthday message.
Dan and I laughed.
I think she's just tweaking you.
She's rubbing it in.
Pretty much.
She is.
Yeah,
Her
pretty
profile
much.
picture is her with her trophy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's
Heidi was the runner-up.
barrel into a shiny new week here. Action-packed stuff. What's going on? Cameron, however she says her name, Diaz is 40. Now, is she like retired?
Yes.
From acting?
Yep.
So they piled up, millions of bucks. I'm kind of done. That's kind of cool, actually,
Yeah.
when you think about it.
Nope. She wanted to settle down and.
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
She asked me if I'd marry her, but I said, I'm already married, so I better not do that.
So I should have thrown in the towel when I was like 40.
Yeah.
I just keep dragging it out.
Happens to the best of us.
I'm ready. Can I retire?
No.
No.
And you two have mentioned this actor like recently. I believe you're big fans. Michael Chiklis.
Yes. I
show.
love Michael Chiklis.
Commish, The Shield. I think he was the thing in the Fantastic Four movies
Yeah.
too, right?
He's so talented.
Yeah, he also played John Belushi in a movie. That was like
Just
at the beginning
super
of his career.
I did
versatile
not know
actor.
that.
Yeah, he's
I
just
did not know that.
amazing.
He played, I think the movie was called Belushi, and then he was also Curly from the Three Stooges in another movie.
I wasn't aware of that either.
Very versatile. He's got a new film, or new show right now called Coyote, and he is pretending to be a coyote, not an animal, but like a person that brings people over the border or something like that.
Oh, a complete low-life demon person.
No, I think he's a good guy that's fighting coyote. I don't know what it is. I should have listened when I did the interview. So, I was a little starstruck. I'm like, I'm talking to the guy from the commish.
Starstruck. Don't.
He's
even.
amazing. I
He's a cool
love
dude.
Michael Chiklis. Yeah, he's amazing.
He's a great dude.
I've met a lot of celebrities over the years, and my attitude always is, hey, you're lucky to have met me. Michael's 59, by the way.
Nice.
And somewhere in the 1300s, this guy was a Spanish king. And I just love old-timey names. Peter the Cruel.
Ah,
Cruel.
yeah.
Was born this day, along with his lesser-known twin brother, Jeff the Annoying.
I always like the lesser-known brothers. They're my favorite.
Wow. Was 1146. Listen to this. 1146. Try to wrap your head over this deal.
Right.
European leaders outlaw the crossbow with the intention of ending war for all time.
Really?
Back then, the crossbow was it. That was like the nuclear bomb back then.
But if we get rid of the crossbow, all wars will end.
Yeah.
That's what they thought. They seriously thought that.
Yeah, and it turned out that
That was
you know,
wrong.
That was wrong.
They outlawed crossbows, and only outlaws had crossbows. It was a 1901, and I love this story just because it brings back really great memories for me. It does, and I made that whole thing up. 1901, this day, English engineer Hubert Cecil Booth patents the powered vacuum cleaner.
Nice. Before that, it was what?
Well, it was a vacuum cleaner, but
Yeah.
it was just mechanically.
Yeah.
I would add.
So it's like the little rug sweeper things. You ever use one of those?
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, I don't know if they really.
I've seen those at restaurants.
I worked one and they called it a hokey. I don't know if it's really a hokey.
Oh, yeah. I know what
Really
you're
a
talking
hokey?
about. Well, I think that was a brand name.
Okay. I had to clean up popcorn at a movie theater. People would buy popcorn and then they'd walk in and there would be just a trail of popcorn
Right.
all over. I had to use a hokey during the movies to clean it up.
Yeah, but they weren't powered.
No, they're quiet.
Okay.
That's why this
Quiet
was a
little
big deal. And 1976, homeboy Tom Brokaw becomes news anchor of NBC's Today Show.
Okay.
Of course, he grew up in Yankton. He was a Yankton buck, but he was born in Webster. Ended up in Yankton.
There you go.
His very first TV gig, KTIV in beautiful Sioux City, Iowa.
Nice.
Really?
And he was also fired at WNAX Radio.
Was he really?
Really?
Yeah, as a youngster. The reason being, they just didn't think he had the talent.
Really?
Oh,
Isn't that
boy.
funny?
Well, you never know.
That's interesting.
You just
Well, but that
never
could have
know.
been what it took to
Right?
get him to, step it up and
Up his game.
Oh, if you've never been fired in radio, you just really shouldn't be in radio.
I've only been fired once. It did not feel good. Have you ever been fired in radio, Dan?
Let's just say not recently.
Let's not change that.
I know, we all know. We just bounce ahead here.
Going to do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
I'm Nick from PureCannaCompany.com. We create the purest form of CBD with just 3 ingredients. CBD, as simple as 1, 2, 3. Everything is 100% natural, GMO-free, gluten-free, kosher, and made in the USA. From the soil to the oil, we provide the purest form of CBD. We also keep the prices low so we can help as many people as possible. Learn more at PureCannaCompany.com. Oils, lotions, bath bombs, and more. Use promo code RADIO to save 10% at PureCanna, PureCannaCompany.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
And it is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this fine Monday?
It's kind of timely. Today's youth, whatever, they're always coming up with something. Was it a few years ago? Kids were like eating Tide Pods.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Just weird stuff going on.
I remember that.
The new school year. I tripped over this story a couple days ago. Meade County, Kentucky. The Meade County School District is dealing with an unusual situation that apparently started towards the end of last school year. A group of high school students is attending school, dressing like and acting like cats.
Okay.
Station WLKY says the school superintendent says, yes, we know it's a situation, it is being addressed. But according to one concerned parent, it's not good enough, according to this woman who did not want to be identified, remain anonymous. Quote, apparently, from what I understand, these kids call themselves furries.
Oh, yes.
They identify with animals. These people will hiss at you, scratch at you if they don't like something you're doing.
Oh, my goodness.
He said it's not a new problem, started last year, heard rumblings of it, but it got really bad beginning of this school year. In fact, I have 2 kids, and they don't want to go to school anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
Parents have started a petition to put an end to this. Apparently, they have over 1,000 signatures. It's like, what? What is happening? I mean, if I'm running a school and I have kids showing up in cat suits and acting like cats, like, your dad will be picking you up in 10 minutes. Just sit right over there. Or I let it run rampant. It really would depend on my mood.
Identify as whatever you want anymore, and everybody else around you has to just accept it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently, they're citing dress codes, and they'd say along with midi shirts and everything else that is not admissible in school,
right?
Including like advertising logos on shirts and things of that nature, politically driven type things. Parents are saying, we're going to have to add, you cannot wear cat ears, cat tails, masks, leashes, or anything.
Well, they should just include all animals then at this point, because
Get
they're just going to switch
way.
it up. Yeah.
I'm not dressed like a cat. I'm dressed like a lynx.
Oh, so yeah, I found that interesting.
I can see why.
Somewhat amusing.
Yeah, I can absolutely see why. It is, not only is it interesting, amusing, it's also a bit weird, but it's what we call Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Hi, I'm John, and I'm here to show small businesses that radio is a great investment. So, what do you have here?
This is a Chinese Ming vase.
Wow, that looks expensive and a bit fragile.
Yes, it's valued at... Oh my God, what are you doing?
Hey, that was fragile.
Why did you do that?
To show everyone that radio advertising is a much better investment than some old pottery. I sure hope you had insurance on that thing. Let BetterResultsAdvertising.com bring your message to life right here on the radio. Here's the legal lady.
No priceless heirlooms were destroyed. It was all in your mind. Thanks to BetterResultsAdvertising.com.
Time now for your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. We were going to have them at the job fair this last week, and then
we spoke to Morgan about a week or so ago.
I got a call from Morgan. She's like, "Hey, I have some good news and some bad news." I'm like, "Oh, well, what's going on?" She goes, "Well, the bad news is we won't be at your job fair this weekend." I was like, "Oh, okay, everything all right?" She goes, "No, the good news is we're all staffed up." I was like, "Oh, good." So there are people finding people. If you're looking for people and you're struggling to find people, SiouxEmpireJobs.com. Dan, what do you have for us today?
School fired up last week.
Yeah, it did.
And a couple new schools on top of it. Makes things even more a little congested. And part of the thing is, we used to driving during the summer, and let's face it, we go a little... In fact, you can't drive down an avenue where the average speed limit on any major avenue in Sioux Falls, people are generally doing about 5 miles over that speed.
Sure.
Right?
Typically.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If it's 35, you're probably cooking at about 40.
Right. Yeah.
Well, they've made a list and they're checking it twice. They're going to be pretty thick on police officers in school zones for the next couple of weeks to make sure
Just to make sure the kids are safe.
School zone speed limits in town 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of just getting a speeding ticket, in the last one I got, which would have been 6 years ago or so, I think it was for $104, something like that. But they have increments here in a school zone. Here's how much it's going to cost you. If you're doing 1 to 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, $112.50.
Oh my gosh.
1 mile over. Even.
That's just the beginning. From 6 to 10 miles an hour above the speed limit, $152.50.
Oh.
11 to 15 miles per hour, $192.50.
Yikes.
And then, you know what? If you start spinning out of control like this through a school zone, probably pretty deserving. 16 to 20 miles per hour over, $232.50. 21 to 25, $272.50. And if you're 26 miles per hour or heavier on the gas than that in a school zone, $382.50.
Right.
At a certain
in a
point,
school zone, they should just drag you out and beat you.
I'd say at a certain point, I think they just cuff you and throw you in the car. Say, where are you going? We'll get you there quicker.
You were listening to that, right, John?
What are you
Because
talking
you've got kind of a lead
I don't speed in school zones. I got to tell you, I did get a ticket one time for speeding in a school zone.
Well, then what? He just contradicted himself.
Let me explain.
I don't speed through school zones, but I got a ticket in a school zone.
But do you want me to explain what happened?
I really don't. No,
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can I at least talk to you?
I don't care.
The counselors over here won't listen. No, I pulled out of a parking lot, and when I drove out of the parking lot, I was going like 18 miles an hour in a 15, but it's usually like a 25 mile an hour zone. Well, I got pulled over for going over, and there's a flashing light when it's that time. The flashing light was on the other side of the entryway. So when I pulled out...
No. You were still in a school zone. You were still speeding, period.
Didn't know I was in the school zone during school time. So I throw myself at the mercy of the court. And you know what that got me?
Over here.
You know what that got me? 10 years of higher insurance rates.
Exactly. So please make sure that you're paying attention.
Yeah. All right. We'll be good.
Yes.
Dan, thank you for the update, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
I kind of feel like I've been talking about BetterCreditCards.com forever now, but we want to mention that BetterCreditCards.com is designed to help you get a better credit card. Why should that matter to you? Because this can save you money every single month. There's no fee to check it out, so when you get a minute, click on the website BetterCreditCards.com and see if we can help you find a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine and Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture. We are going to brighten your day right now with some positive news. And I've got Fran joining me, and she is with Health Connect. How you doing, Fran?
I'm doing great, John. How about you?
I'm fantastic. We're getting into your really busy season here because we've got September. We've got the Health Connect Fair, followed by October. We have the Human Race. So let's start with the Health Connect Fair. This has been going on a long time. How long have you been doing this?
Oh, we've got to be close to our 25th year. It started in early 2000.
This is something that we've been a part of the last several years, and it's just a really fun event. And it's been neat to see it go from location to location because you keep outgrowing locations. And where can we find the Health Connect Fair for 2021?
We have actually, we moved the event there last year during the COVID pandemic to the Sanford Pentagon. We love that new location space.
It worked out really, really well last year, didn't it?
It did, yes, it did. Space-wise, it was a great location. We had, great facility support, and this year we're working on transportation to the event with putting together some shuttle bus routes from the downtown Sioux Falls area, and just adding some things to it that are going to make it even more exciting.
And to stay up to date on all the things that are happening with Health Connect Fair, if you go to their Facebook page, facebook.com/HealthConnectSD, you'll be able to see as they're adding additional information. And what kind of things, as people are listening, in addition to just coming and attending the event coming up here in September, are you looking for sponsors? Are you looking for more people to attend and have a booth? Are there additional things you're looking for right now for the Health Connect Fair?
I think the most critical thing right now, John, is volunteers for the event. We are pretty full for vendors. We'll always take sponsors. I mean, that can happen at any time. But we do need volunteers to help make the event successful and safe for all the attendees. The event is free, so we anticipate having a good turnout of people, much higher than last year's, as I said, because we still held it during the COVID pandemic. But it was still well attended, but we're looking for a much larger attendance this year.
And that's coming up on Saturday, September 18th at 11 a.m. at the Sanford Pentagon. We're going to throw the information on our Facebook page to make it easy, and I'll put a link over to the event and all the information. Now, we've got another thing called the Human Race, and last year was the first year for the Human Race, and that is going to be in October this year. Tell me a little more about the Human Race.
Sure. The Human Race is it's actually a benefit for 10 nonprofits in the community. Accelerates Therapy, Carroll Institute's Project Success, Center of Hope, Community Action for Veterans of Sioux Falls, Glory House, Immunize South Dakota, Minnehaha County Family Violence Council, Project CAR, Siouxland Child Protection Council, and the Transformation Project. So someone can go to they'll find this on our Facebook page as well, under events. They can go and click on the link to the Race Walk sign up, and their registration fee 75% of that registration fee goes to the nonprofit that they choose to run or walk for. And so that's going to be taking place, like you said, October 2nd, Saturday, October 2nd, at Elmwood Park, which is at 1401 North Kiwanis Avenue in Sioux Falls.
It was a whole lot of fun last year. We're excited to have that again this year. Last year, these two events happened on the same day. We had the Human Race in the morning. We had the Health Connect Fair later in the day. And this year, I love the fact that we're doing them separately. I think that's going to be really, really nice. And you can still do both events, though. We encourage people to do that. If they would like to get more information, how do they find the info on the Human Race?
Again, that's out on our Facebook page. So they would just go to Health Connect of South Dakota Facebook page and then look under events, and they'll find the Human Race, and there's a link there for how they can register. Or they can just go to www.runsignup.com and look for Health Connect's Human Race.
And I'll throw a link to that to make it easy. Fran, thank you so much for all that you do.
Thanks, John. I appreciate your time and helping us promote.
Absolutely. Again, Health Connect Fair, September 18th, Human Race, October 2nd. All of the information at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Addiction is a problem for many, and addiction can drive away those you love the most. Addiction can also lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and if you're not careful, addiction can even cost you your life. TimeForRehab.com reminds you that you don't need to let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Time now for the newsiest news we do. It's time for News with Dan Farris.
Wearing out shoe leather, pounding on desk, demanding answers. That's what I do.
You do.
Burn the midnight oil. We're wrapping up another month. Sioux Falls police log for the month of August. Holy can moly, they've been busy. Responded to a little better than 8,000 calls in August. You know, the usual dumpster fires going on, domestic disputes, injury accidents, couple shootings, some stabbings, that whole ball of yarn. And you know what? They did it all perfectly. Thank you to the crew in blue. Sioux Falls Police Department, probably the best in the country as far as I'm concerned. See a couple of closings going on. The Manhattan Jail, where 2 years ago Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, is shutting down.
Really?
Shutting down. Now, this place normally holds about 700 inmates. It's connected to the Manhattan
what's
Courthouse.
Gonna happen
So it's a big deal. Well, apparently it has to do with infrastructure. Thing is old, shot, beaten up, leaky pipes, concrete disintegrating going on. It's just, it's not.
Are they building a new one?
They don't know if they're going to try to restructure this
They should
one
just
or
make
what
law.
the heck.
They should make it a new law. That would solve everything.
I really have no idea.
I wonder if we could buy that building.
No.
Turn it
Probably.
into a hotel.
No.
Well, plus their security cameras get glitchy when Jeff Epstein isn't killing himself.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is going on? A little closer to home closings. Pizza Rev is shutting down or has shut down.
Yeah.
This is happening kind of spotty around the city.
It is.
And it has to do with staffing.
Yep.
Which stuns me because a year and a half ago, there's always people looking for people, but nothing like there is now.
Right.
So why is it a year and a half ago everybody was pretty solid with staffing? Where did everybody go?
Because everybody's collecting additional money on that unemployment.
Not everybody.
Not in South Dakota, they're not.
No, not everybody.
It's just kind of weird. Maybe that'll perk up now that school started. We're getting more students in town and stuff with the colleges.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was just kind of sad. So, yeah, for the time being, Pizza Rev over on 49th is shut down, and I have no recent status as far as pizza priest or pizza rabbi is concerned.
I see what you did.
That's why I'm sitting in the big chair over here, kids.
He gets the cushion and I don't.
And let's wrap it up. We'll take a look at the markets. Precious metals, commodity markets closed from last week. Things are looking pretty good. For instance, we're up 16.01, up 22.14,
nice.
up $16, and up 34 cents. Well, that doesn't sound like a lot. It beats the heck out of 34 cents down. From the sunny 93.3 News Desk, I'm Dan Farris, reminding you if it's news, it's news to me.
I'm Nick from PureCannaCompany.com. We create the purest form of CBD with just 3 ingredients. CBD, as simple as 1, 2, 3. Everything is 100% natural, GMO-free, gluten-free, kosher, and made in the USA. From the soil to the oil, we provide the purest form of CBD. We also keep the prices low, so we can help as many people as possible. Learn more at PureCannaCompany.com. Oils, lotions, bath bombs, and more. Use promo code RADIO to save 10% at PureCanna, PureCannaCompany.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Monday, August 30th, 2021. The markets recovered from another swoon last week to bounce from the short-term moving average and set a new all-time high. The swoon was caused by a fear of rising inflation, fears that were confirmed by the PCE price index. But it seems the market didn't care. The outlook for earnings continues to be bright, and that alone is enough to keep the market moving higher. This week, the focus will be on non-farm payroll reports slated to be released on Friday. Last month, the U.S. economy added 1 million new jobs, including revisions. And that pace is expected for August as well. The weekly claims data continues to trend lower, suggesting lower rates of unemployment as well. Better than expected data, or even just data in line with the consensus, could be enough for the market to set another fresh all-time high. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.